Hi there. Today is Tuesday, July the 5th. We're starting a new book in the Old Testament today. We're continuing to read in Psalms and the New Testament also. The Old Testament book is Ecclesiastes. We're reading chapters 1, 2, and 3 today in that. And also on the Bible reading plan, we have Psalm 45 and 2 Timothy chapter 1. But in Ecclesiastes, we're entering this book that is written by Solomon. Yesterday, we just finished 1 Kings chapter 11, and we just saw Solomon die. It's the end of his life. And now we're going to spend the next 4 days in Ecclesiastes reading his words, where he's talking about some of the things he learned, some of the things that he knew. He begins in Ecclesiastes chapter 1. It begins by saying the words of the teacher, the son of David, the king of Jerusalem. That's Solomon. And these are his words. Let me share them with you to see if you find as much hope in these words as everybody else does. And before I read them, that is somewhat sarcastic as well. There's not a lot of hope in these words. But here's the words. Meaningless. Meaningless. Utterly meaningless. Everything is meaningless. Now I ask you, if you were to sit down with the wisest person who's ever lived and ask them to tell you what they've learned, and he leads off with meaningless, meaningless, utterly meaningless. Everything is meaningless. What do you do with that? What do you do with that? We're living these lives, going to work, going home, doing chores, spending money, paying bills, raising kids, living, growing old, and dying. And we ask, what's the point of it all? And we hear back, everything is meaningless. You know, if you lived a life without Jesus, that's true. Everything's meaningless. Solomon's going to go on and write through this first couple of chapters, 3 chapters or so. He's going to write about all the things he did, his riches, his accomplishments, the things that he achieved. He's going to write about all these. He's going to say they're all meaningless. They're all meaningless. But then at the end of chapter 2, he begins to say things like, to the person who pleases him, God gives wisdom, knowledge, and happiness. He begins to point toward something that does mean something. Solomon didn't know this because he lived well before Jesus came from heaven to earth. But we know this, that without Jesus, everything is meaningless. Without Jesus, everything is meaningless. Your friends that don't know Jesus, that are frustrated with life, every frustration comes because they don't know Jesus. In your own life, when you are disappointed and you are struggling, every disappointment and every struggle comes because we need to know Jesus more. It comes from a lack of knowing him the way we need to know him. Every hurt, every pain, every lie comes from the enemy who wants to steal our lives away. And the answer to all of our meaningless problems and all of our frustrations and all of our disappointments and all of our hopelessness, the answers to all of it is Jesus. That's not just a Sunday school answer. It is Jesus. He rescues and he saves and he redeems and he makes new and he heals and he makes whole and he restores everything that is broken. The answer is always Jesus. We live in a world that has sold us a lie. We live in a world that is ruled over by the father of lies, the deceiver, and it has sold us a lie, telling us that we can fix things on our own. We can create something better on our own. We can just work harder, run faster, go longer, stay up later, get up earlier, and it'll all be better if we just figure it out on our own. That is a lie from the pit of hell. The only solution to anything in the world is Jesus. I want to encourage you today that if you are not waking up in the morning, centering your life on Jesus, walking through your day centered on Jesus, going home in the evening centered on Jesus, and laying down to bed at night centered on Jesus, if you are not doing that, then there is something you are missing out on. I want to encourage you today, if you not follow Jesus with everything that you have, to do so. Send us a message. Send me an email. My email is adam@cccj.church. Send me an email. Let's talk about how you can find meaning in a world that is otherwise completely meaningless. How you can find purpose in a world that is otherwise completely purposeless. I want to help you find that. And I'm telling you, it's only found in Jesus. So today, give your life to Him, center your life on Him, surrender everything to Him, and let's find meaning together. Until I hear from you, you are sent.